This is a 1968 Dodge W200 Power Wagon, and I just swapped this 1968 D300 one-ton flatbed cab onto the W200 frame chassis. Kept the bed in place and just swapped the cab. All the cab mounts lined up, and the only issue really was the steering. But I took a hole saw and cut a new hole because the other steering box on the D300 is a narrower frame, so you can see the old hole down below. But really, so far, that's the only mods I had to make. Inside, you can see the clutch pedal is really close to the steering column. So what I'm gonna do is probably heat that pedal up somewhere up in here, maybe bend it just a bit. But I still gotta bolt this up. I've got one bolt in, and it's missing the other one on the other side. Now there's two different locations for the bolts up into the dash. The W200 uses these two holes here and there, and the W300 uses the other ones. So right now I'm into the original W300, but it wants to come this way. But if I do that, I might have to relocate the whole brake and clutch pedal assembly, which I don't want to do. Everything else fit in here. The trans, bell housing, all worked. I believe I'm going to have to cut up the transmission hump cover. I'm going to possibly try to use the one out of the W200 and modify that. It might have to get wider, that's the only thing. But this truck, this D300, came out of California, and it's super clean underneath. All the rockers, all the cab corners in the back, all this structure here is all really nice. Out of California, and they undercoated it, so it was very well preserved. This side too. Really, really nice cab. Yeah, it's got some dings and stuff in the door, but besides that, it was worth doing. And then just to quickly show you the other. Now this 1968 W200 Power Wagon with an original 20,000 miles on it. This came out of Vermont, and I own this truck. I bought this truck 25 years ago, and then I was buying a house, so I sold it. I only owned it for 2 years, sold it to a gentleman in New Hampshire, and then I just saw it listed recently, and I went up and bought it back from the people that I sold it to. Unfortunately, the gentleman passed away, and his daughter and son-in-law were selling the truck. So although it looks good, it's shiny, it's, you know, it's got a lot going for it. It's just underneath is just toast. You can see this in here, and it's been already patched, and the other side's the same. Cowl's getting soft. Up underneath, it's all rotted out. And they're famous in these spots. Right here on the corners. Same thing on this side. All toast. Rocker toast. But somebody could definitely do something with it. It's still got a lot going for it inside. Still got a lot going for it. But the gentleman that I bought it back from, his plan was to use the D300 cab, and the son-in-law really talked me into taking the other one. You got to take the D300. And I wasn't going to at first. I finally agreed with him that it's probably the best idea, seeing how the bottom of this thing is so fried. The floors, rear cab mounts, front cab mounts. And although it looked good inside, there's floor pans welded over the top of the old original rusted out floor pans. But again, nothing wrong with that. It'll get you down the road. But because he had this cab and the other D300 cab and it was super short money, I ended up picking it up and we just did the swap today. So it went successful. Anyway, thanks, YouTube.